Hey guys, and welcome to the video. We're going to be discussing drama at Marvel Studios regarding the resetting of employee contracts, so grab your nearest lawyer as we head into this Marvel news. But before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button to stay up to date with all the movie and streaming news we have going on around here, guys. So guys, we're going to take a look at this article here from Bounding Into Comics. Netflix Daredevil showrunner calls out Marvel's Born Again reboot as an old Disney scam meant to reset contract terms. So there's people over at Marvel at the moment, or Disney. They're very unhappy with the way they're being treated contract-wise and kind of financially as well. And they feel that the kind of reboot of the Daredevil show is a way to kind of reset their contract terms. And it's a way for Disney to get out of paying what they owe to certain crew members who are on the show. But guys, let's dive into the article and see what it has to say. So though Daredevil himself may be unable to see, the showrunner of his former Netflix series, Stephen DeKnight, recently took to open an audience's eyes to the scam reasons behind Disney's upcoming Daredevil Born Again reboot. So the conversation, which would eventually draw forth DeKnight's frustrations with the House of Mouse, first began in September 17th, courtesy of Twitter user and acclaimed International Alliance of Theatre Stage Employees member @TNYC, retweeting TV Line's announcement that HBO Los Angeles Lakers bioseries, Winning Time, had been cancelled after 2 seasons. @TNYC lamented, quote, "Do I have to post a thread again about how the IATSE contracts, base wages raises, and conditions vacation holiday pay on arbitrary seasons, and that cancelling shows before season 3, rebooting shows and all that nonsense is about undercutting workers." So it just seems that people are very unhappy with the kind of the loopholes in the industry where studios can get away without paying their workers certain rates or holiday pays and things like this, and they've been chasing their money. And people are just very unhappy with it. Obviously, there's massive strikes going on over in Hollywood at the moment. Hopefully, they can come to the table with the studios and they can have some sort of resolution on this, and then people can get back to work and doing the things they love, and all of this kind of drama about pay will hopefully be gone soon if they can come to a resolution. So, quote, "I worked on all the Marvel Netflix shows, which were cancelled in season 2 or 3, he recalled. Our contracts only give us full vacation pay, like 36 cents per hour, worked or some shit. On seasons 3 shows, 4 years of work, I never got a raise or vacation pay, like $20,000. He goes on to say the same thing here in this Twitter post. And then he goes on to say, quote, "And not only did they cancel Daredevil once crew got a full raise and holiday vacation pay, @TNYC then revealed, Disney Plus reboot is back to season 1 IATSE contract terms. It's a effing scam," the film grip concluded. "I wonder if Stephen DeKnight knows that." Taking notice of this being directly tagged, DeKnight replied to TNYC's question by confirming he does. "It's an old Disney scam where they slightly rename a series to reset contract terms back to the first season," the Starz, Spartacus and Netflix Jumper Legacy showrunner asserted, "needs to be addressed by all guilds and unions and crushed." So it looks like, guys, under the kind of the contract terms, if you go back to a reboot or you go back to a season 1 of a show, you can reset the contract terms back to what they were previously, and it looks like that's a way of the studio getting out of paying what's owed to people who are working on the show. So, unsurprisingly, DeKnight's comments would draw headlines from various entertainment news outlets. In turn, the showrunner would offer clarification that the target of his resentment was neither Daredevil and Daredevil Born Again lead actors Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio, but solely Disney's corporate greed. Retweeting the direct's speedy coverage of this anti-Disney criticism, DeKnight explained, quote, "To be clear, I can't wait to see Charlie Cox and the amazing Vincent D'Onofrio reprise their iconic roles. But to claim this is a complete reboot, you have to pay the original creatives some corporate shenanigans, to say the least." Yeah, and then we've just got the post here, what he said, guys. So, notably, this is not the first time DeKnight has publicly taken issue with Disney's apparent shortchanging of their television crews. Yeah, so this is going to cause a massive amount of sort of like trouble behind the scenes. If you're not paying your cast and crew correctly, then it's just going to cause massive issues in the long run. You know, people are going to walk off sets, people aren't going to behave properly, and it's going to cause kind of like behind the scenes drama, which is going to lower the quality of the shows And nobody wants to work like in an unhappy workplace, you know, and especially like financial reasons. You know, the cost of living is really harsh around the world at the moment. So people not being paid what they're owed, kind of frustrating to everybody, you know, in every job at the moment. Responding to Culture Crave's July 13th Twitter coverage of She-Hulk Attorney at Law, writer Cody Ziegler's meager residual payments for his work on the show, Tonight informed his followers, quote, "So speaking of Daredevil, as showrunner of Season 1, part of my deal includes a little silver of the back end. Never expected to see any on Netflix, but then Marvel Disney pulled it and ended up on Disney+. Now I'm part of an audit to try and get the money they owe me and others." So yeah, guys, this is so bad. You know, when you've got crew who work really hard on these shows, and then the studios kind of using all these loopholes to not pay their crew properly, and they're having to do, you know, they're having to do runarounds to try and get the money that they're owed from the studio, and it's just you know, bad karma all around. It's not good to be working in that kind of atmosphere, you know, guys. So we've just got the Twitter post here, which says the same thing as what we read above. And here's the thing about auditing. To get what's owed to you, he further detailed, you have to pay for it. Divided up among the back-end participants, the last time I had to do this, it cost me $17,000 and took over 2 years. Wow, that's crazy. Concluding his thoughts, the Knight observed, entertainment corporations will do anything to keep from paying you what you're contractually owed. Yeah, that's really bad, guys. That's why I guess as an actor or a crew member on these shows, when you go in and you sign your contract to work on these shows, you have to really thoroughly read the contract, make sure they can't get out of paying you, make sure they have to pay you what you're owed. But the thing is, having to pay, you know, nearly 17 grand, this guy said here, 17 grand, it took over 2 years to get what was owed to him. That's so bad, to have to go through all that effort and spend your own personal money just to get what's owed to you from the company. Yeah, it's really bad. Thanks to the ongoing Hollywood guild strikes, Disney Plus style take on The Man Without Fear is currently delayed indefinitely. So yeah, guys, like I was saying, there's a massive Hollywood strike on at the moment. This is what it's all about. They're trying to resolve the fact, you know, that you know, actors and cast and crew and writers, they're trying to resolve the fact they're not getting paid correctly, and they want better work conditions. And this kind of feeds directly into what we're seeing at the moment. Daredevil showrunner calls out Born Again as an old Disney scam. It's just not good on the part of the studios to try and sort of like, even if it is legal for them to kind of not, you know, if they're resetting back to a season 1 and, you know, it's legal what they're doing, it's still not good karma to try and withhold money from people who you owe money to. It's just not a good look for Disney, and it's certainly not good for their crew members. But yeah, guys, jump into the comment section. Let me know what you think about this. Do you think this is just real bad kind of work ethic on Disney's part? Or do you think that the guy, you know, the Daredevil showrunner here is just blowing it out of proportion? I'd love to know what you think about this, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon.